Hey folks, Nathan here. This of course is my YouTube channel. Just yesterday we took a very quick look back at Eve Valkyrie. Well, not quick. We took a look back at Eve Valkyrie as it existed on the day before the Warzone update. Now we want to do a quick run through of the types of changes that have happened with the Warzone update so you get a sense of how it's different, how it plays. I'm going to do one stream. I don't want to call it quick, but one stream here that is just a typical PSVR one and one that is a regular stream. For some reason, it seems like my PSVR is treating everything as if it's slightly tilted for me, and I've played around with the camera and I can't quite figure out what it's doing, so I'm going to have to troubleshoot that thing soon. But we'll take a look here. We have our updated daily challenges screen here, 2 that are empty, 1 that is available. And here we are. Right, so Eve Valkyrie Warzone, not just regular Eve Valkyrie. Notice that the menu, even after I recenter it here, the menu is a lot closer up than it used to be. At least, you know, I can tell that. Okay, let's go through our options again. Notice we don't have anything sitting right in front of us now. Pilot. Now, silver. Yes, thank you. Rank is currently still set there at 10. There are certain aspects that are going to be reset, by the way. Like XP on different ships has been reset and so forth, because they're changing the way the XP works. So I've got my total completion percentage there. Silver, you notice that's a lot less silver than I had before. They have converted silver down, almost like, think Cold War Russia, Cold War Soviet Union, where you get to a point where there's so much inflation that everything has so many zeros behind it that the easiest thing to do is just go in and lop off some zeros on everything, the prices of things and the currency itself, to make them more manageable numbers. That's kind of what they've done here with silver. We have the character, who is still at this point decked out in that S4 thingamabob from the beginning. We have our setup here, training, scout recall, etc., etc. And then we've got performance and customize still. Performance, again, is your range of statistics, your either pilot record or your leaderboard. So essentially what we've seen before. Pilot record stats, leaderboard, and how I'm, you know, not on them. Okay. And then we can customize.
Style never goes out of fashion.
Style never goes out of fashion. Not the same foreign thing. Alright, so we have our different suits. Notice here, when it's showing up at the top, you're not seeing it on the bottom. Again, this is closer up than it was before. So you got sort of a towering version of yourself. You do have to purchase the various types, but this is not real money kind of currency. Okay. I don't think we actually looked at every specific one and named the different suit types. I know we looked at helmets.
What's the point in living forever if you can't show off a little?
We can show off a little. Sure, why not? Alright, so we got our flight suit here. That's what we're on. Let's jump to helmets. So we have our original Guard Mercenary, Guard Overgrowth, Shock Darklight, Strike Mesa, Blast Arid, Blast Darklight 1, Blast Darklight 2, Blast Hazard, Blast Mesa, and Strike Mercenary, Strike Hazard 2, Strike Hazard 1, Strike Frostline, Shock Overgrowth, Shock Mesa, again and again and again, right? So our different types here, Shock Arid, Ops Overgrowth, and so on and so on and so on. But you'll notice they're essentially color shaders until you get pretty far towards the back of the line. Lots and lots of different color shades to choose from, and then here's your other types, right? So the Velocity ones, the Vagabond ones, Cruiser. Okay, so you have your types, but you got to really scroll and scroll and scroll to get to them. But in general, it's sort of combining the cosmetic color changes plus the actual physical look of the of the helmet. All right, so that's pilot. Our hangar is going to be a little bit different, okay, because you're not having to have separate launch tubes. Basically, all of your ships are available from the get-go. But the XP that you earn is not for a class of ship, it is for a specific ship. And over time, you can customize the ships, you can modify the ships, and so on, based on these gold capsules you're going to get. It's not regular gold anymore, it's gold capsules. And the different types of gold capsules provide you with, or the different types of capsules provide you with different amounts of goodies. We're going to see that here in a moment. So here's our new way of looking at the Wraith Mark 6. Attack, defense, tech, mobility, how much XP is there for it, and then anything about our modifications. My apologies, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not sitting on my PSVR cord here. Damn it. There we go. Every time I moved my head, it felt like I was straining against my seat. So we have our ship bio.
Refined and finessed over many generations. The Wraith Mark
reading what's on the bottom, of course. We have our salt cannons, missile launcher, ECM, and Mjolnir. Now, this is something new. Okay, so we have these ultra attacks now. As you grab salvage, salvage isn't a currency per se. It helps build up your ability to do an ultra attack, and the different ships have different types of ultra attacks. Okay, so we have our one-shot super missile here, for instance, but you notice it's taking up the triangle button now, so we're not going to use that for our lock-on changes, I would assume. Then there's customization. Customization is going to let you change your different color schemes. Notice the legendary S4 ship is now not really a legendary ship. It's more like the S4 legendary is a paint scheme to turn your ship into what looks like a legendary S4. That was the thing that came with that Founders Pack, I believe it was, for PS4. So if you're playing on a different platform, whatever yours was will be there. And then Ember, I think I missed one of them, but Ember is one of those event-based type things. So for a while there, it was like, hey, you want this? Why don't you go ahead and link your forum account on Valkyrie's website to your game? And ta-da, you get the Ember paint job. And again, you can just keep going through different cosmetic options, tons and tons of cosmetic options, changing your color scheme. I like the, where's that at? That screams Veritech, Robotech Veritech fighter to me for some reason. Anyway, so you got that, and then as you scroll through, you notice the fighter class is no longer called the fighter class. The fighter class is now called the assault class. So something a little bit different there. But they're all available to start with. Now here is the new class of ship, a covert ship. Okay. Covert ships have, in this case, it's got a plasma beam and mark target, but also cloak. Okay, so those who have been talking about, hey, let's have a cloaking device on some of the ships at some point. Well, you finally got your answer now with this covert class ship. Okay. And then we got our heavies still. Okay. But again, you don't have to worry about the various unlocking of the ships. Because what they're trying to do, at least the way they described it, was, and I'll show you, these are support craft here. But let's go, oh, didn't want to jump completely out of that. Let's go back to the hangar. And let's go all the way back to what used to be called the fighter class. Okay, so the idea is that you notice on the Wraith Mark 6, assault cannons with the missile launcher and the ECM, okay? Jackal,
Bold and blue,
Ripper, okay, with Ripper alt fire and over shield ability. So significant differences between them, but they talked about the idea that basically, like for instance, so think of the Wraith as kind of like going in with your assault rifle in the way that it fires. But then think of the Jackal as the one where you're going in, and it's almost like firing with a shotgun. The Strix is almost like going in with a sniper rifle. and so on. There's one that's more like an SMG and so forth. So they tried to sort of model the typical first-person shooter weapon types to the style of attack you get out of the different variants of the different classes. So very much sort of a different approach to the way that the ships are being dealt with now. Cool, I like it, but very different. Actually, let me go. Keep feeling like I'm ready to move on to the next thing, but no. Let's not move on to the next thing. Modification trees. Heck yeah. Okay, so you have modification progression for your specific ship. Okay, so for instance, this is our Strix, I believe it is. I think that's what I clicked on. So we'll get our percentage of XP and be able to unlock precision barrel or -1, then shield capacitor and regeneration manifold and so on, and be able to follow these paths, right? You see how they all branch. So for instance, from this one I can go to the top or the middle, but I can't go to the bottom. From this one I can go to the bottom, but I can't go to the middle, even though the middle is next to it, right? So it's just following these branches. And you do have the ability, if you get to a point where you're maxing this thing out, to turn around and take extra XP and transfer it to another ship. So you don't have to go back to square one with that ship per se. You can keep playing with the one that you've boosted up, and then just over time transfer XP till you get to a point where you're comfortable with that other ship, and then jump in with it. Okay, very, very heavily modifying the way the game is played. They might as well have just called it Eve Warzone or Valkyrie Warzone, as opposed to it being Eve Valkyrie Warzone, because Eve Valkyrie Warzone makes it sound like it really is just an expansion, and it is technically an expansion of the base game. You don't have to pay for it again, but it feels almost like a completely different game. Even more so than playing, say, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, and then getting all the DLC packs for it. Change the name of the game. Alright, so I didn't mean that literally. Our settings,
Every pilot is different. Feel free
pretty
to
much the same.
your surroundings.
Right, okay, so nothing major has changed there. We have the ability to go to our gameplay settings, which now includes toggling VR on and off. We got our audio, and the ability to watch the credits, and so on, as one would expect. Wormhole is closed at this point. Those are special events. Alright, now, let's look at daily challenges, then I want to jump us over to the vault, because those are some other places there are some big changes. Not so much with daily challenges, I guess. But okay, so we got daily challenges. Next challenge, 10 hours, 38 minutes, and so on. Okay, and I can choose to abandon and confirm that particular challenge, and it will replace it. Win 7 carrier assault battles. Hell, I don't even think I've played 7 carrier assault battles, because until now, I was getting more motion sick. But now you can play it without VR, which is the other big thing from this update. So our daily challenges do still exist. They just look a little different. The vault,
View your vault.
our currency,
Opened capsules.
again, has kind of changed. So now you're spending your silver on the upgrades and whatnot, and rather than having gold as a currency, you're able to win these or be awarded these reward capsules based on having played the matches, right? So now you've got these reward capsules. Silver, by the way, is no longer a guarantee at the end of every match, but I believe reward capsules are. So you've got your reward capsules. If you had a bunch of gold, as I did, then when you first get into it, you'll notice I have a ton. There we go. Of caps. I've got 23 gold capsules and 10 reward capsules just based on stuff that I had when they made this currency conversion. Because they're not going to use regular gold anymore, they turned it basically into reward capsules for you. Reward capsules are going to give you stuff like paint schemes and whatnot, helmets and whatnot. Basically the things that you could normally just purchase with silver, you can get unlocked otherwise. And there are different rarities to them, for what that's worth. So, let's open up a reward capsule here. Ooh. Again, it's very much like the opening up the boxes, the mother boxes, what they're called, in Injustice 2. The Anubis decal. The Hydra. Anubis. So 4 items, which is not a guarantee, I don't believe. So Hydra, Hamsa, which is a rare decal, The Nagi Anubis decal. 100 silver in currency. And the Mercenary Pilot helmet. Cool, right? And you can spend real money to buy more of the gold capsules. Ooh, epic decal. Notice this one's only got 3 in it, but I got an epic. Frostline helmet, Banshee Navy camo rare paint job. But yeah, so you can spend real money and get the gold ones. This is like a typical one, but you can spend real money and get more of the gold ones that will open up in a moment that have better loot in them. So yes, you can still spend real money for microtransactions, but you notice this is stuff that is predominantly cosmetic. Just cool little rewards, not game-altering stuff. So, rare pilot suit. An XP booster for 10 minutes, which is an implant. So yes, they do still exist, but they're not done in the same way. You just get them this way, and then you activate them. You're not going in and buying them, per se. Again, it says, open capsule. It's like you're watching gambling. 100 silver, rare pilot helmet, dark light. And if it's duplicate, they're giving you silver for it, basically. Which is nice, you know. Be kind of nice if they just said, okay, well, if you've already got something, we're not even going to give it to you as a random thing, so it's going to definitely be something new, but that would let those who play a lot, I guess, burn through everything and get all the epic stuff fairly quickly. So at least you get something out of the fact that you have a duplicate. And it works for me. It's an Anubis decal again. Suit again. Scar paint job.
Wise choice.
Corvus Toxic decal. Scorpion decal. Vulcan Acid paint job. I am an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan. Wait, Anubis decal again? That's a different one, I guess. Woo! 100 in currency. Notice it's just calling it currency instead of calling it silver anymore. Ectoplasm. Nice. It does seem like a nice variety here. I mean, this speaking as someone who almost never spent any silver or gold originally in the game because I wanted to save it for when there was something that I really wanted. This is actually really cool. I do dig this change. And the fact that you have all the ships unlocked to begin with, which gives you a lot more choice. I know there's some people bitching about it. Hey, I worked to unlock those. Well, it's almost like a new game now. And you're dealing with other people who have never played the game before. So this new influx of players, particularly those that are not playing in VR at all, you're going to want to make sure that there is enough of an even playing field to get them into the game and enjoying it rather than feeling like they're going to get their asses kicked by people who have played before. Gold capsules here always contain 4 items, which is cool. At least one is guaranteed to be rare or higher. Then you do have the ability here, when you get 5,000 score, to get another capsule, so you sort of know when they're coming. Okay, and you can acquire additional gold capsules, again, through the PlayStation Network store. Okay. Come on, let's get some epics, huh? Speaking of the boosters, the implants, I say 20 minutes, that's some bullshit. I remember these. I could turn them on for like 24 hours, but when I was, sleeping, the clock was still ticking away. That was some crap. Well, they've changed that. Okay, so the boosters, the implants and such, the boosters will now be designed around your play time. Okay? So if you got a 20-minute booster and you're not in a match or you're out of the game, I believe it's when I know it's when you're totally out of the game. I think it's also when you're out of a match, too. That booster is not running in the background, having its time run out while you're sitting there, playing around on the cosmetic screen or something, I believe. I know when you're outside of the game. But suffice to say, it is not real-time anymore. Thank God. Woo, that's one ugly mother... Okay, I got some rares. That's fine. In fact, it's all but one rare. That's fine, but I want to get an epic now. Come on. This is based on your level, by the way, also. Epic Scarab Toxic. Okay. Epic. He said, okay. You're like, oh my god. Can you stop opening the things? Must open all the things!
Precious metal.
Some precious metal. Ooh, an epic implant, a 30-minute XP booster. Sweet. Again, XP going towards whatever ship you happen to be in, not the type. But on the plus side, you don't have to worry about the thing where you have the legendary ships and they get, you know, they get their stuff. Wow, that was kind of a crappy gold one. Where the legendaries would get XP but didn't actually level up, so you'd have to then later transfer them to the others and so forth. Woo, 200 in currency. That's epic. Ooh, there you go. Reminds me of what Dusty from G.I. Joe might fly.
That's worth more than your life.
Damn, you don't have to rub it in, man. Worth more than my life. What a douche.
A real treasure.
They got a lot of pinks and purples, which it actually turns out is fine by me because purple is my favorite color. Why? Well, when it's accented with stuff, it is. Why? My college color was purple, white, and orange. You're like, okay, so who's purple, white, and orange? University of Evansville. Go Aces. Yeah, that was kind of a man one. 4. The music gets a little old. Man, there's a lot of pink again. Lots of pink. I haven't seemingly been getting a whole bunch of duplicates for things like paint jobs. Oh, of course, I say that, and then there's Anubis. Okay. Ooh. 2. Give me something good. Last one. Thank goodness, right? Duplicate helmet. Common paint job. Common helmet. Yeah. Okay, so that last one wasn't all that great, but there you go. Okay, so you have your types, and you'll notice that now we're getting notifications here with the exclamation point or exclamation mark telling us, oh, hey, by the way, you have new stuff that you haven't used as far as customization goes. Okay? All right, so we jump out. Notice the vault is going to tell us how many capsules we have up there at the top, which is nice, so we don't necessarily need to jump in if we don't have any. Chronicle single player.
Many legendary battles reconstructed from the memories of those pilots who fought and died there.
So we've still got
Some of your best will make it here.
survival, scout, recall, training, flight school. I think flight school is pretty cool. That's a new one, I believe. Well, I think it's cheap. I bet you flight school was. I would guess that flight school.
Your imprints with a few gaps. I can run some.
Yeah, flight school was like the old briefing stuff, like basic training and so forth, and the ones for the proving grounds and whatnot. Okay. Notice that. Okay, complete to earn reward capsule. Okay, reward capsule claim, so you can tell whether or not there's a point to getting into it. We have our briefing and all, our welcome. Okay, so we have flight school, we have training, we have recall, we have scout, and we have survival as options here for single player. But then the thing everybody wants to see is combat, and we have a new event type called extraction. See, I swear that it is crooked. It's like my TV thinks that everything should be tilted off just a little bit to the right. When I'm like this, like down and to the right, when I'm like this, I don't notice it, but it's kind of driving me nuts. All right. So wormhole is not active right now. We can create a squad still. We have our combat, and we can turn on our implants if we so desire.
Probably kill you, but what do you care? You're
Notice
dead
it's telling you,
already.
okay, how many you have of the different types here. or how many you're activating, I guess. Okay, but you'll notice none of this buying implants crap anymore. All the implants are coming from the capsules. All right, and then we can switch the session type. We have co-op versus AI available still, and combat versus players available still. That has not changed. Again, there's a new extraction type. There are 2 new maps. And, of course, we have our new ship types. So let's jump into matchmaking.
A pilot after my own heart, jumping right into battle. I
Okay.
like your style.
Okay. Seriously, it's going to take that long? It's our quit button, our settings button. I really want to try out the Strix. I love the idea of a sniper rifle type ship. What can I say? Mainly because when I get too close to the combat, I get my ass kicked. So, take up a good position and pop them from far away. 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. Curious if this looks much different. Nice, nice. I'll have to look around again once I'm back in the primary mode here. And yes, I am going to jump us after this one match. It's a team deathmatch. I am going to jump us into a separate live stream, a second one, or I guess a third one today, because I looked at Dirt Rally for a few minutes. But I want to show you kind of how the gameplay works in a traditional 2D environment, because it's designed to be balanced across 2D and VR. We shall see. I guess not 2D. It's 3D in the sense of the way that it's modeled, but 2D in the sense of just a regular TV screen. Crossroads Team Deathmatch. Visit the implants menu to apply XP boost before heading into battle. Whoa! Lots of ships to choose from. Whoa! Your types. And they're giving you recommendations and telling you basically how many are there of each type in the match. So if you have a particular type that you see the other side is heavy on and you know how to counter it, you can choose something that could counter it theoretically, and so on, which I think is actually pretty cool. Whoa! I want to do that one. Here we go! They did say that all the different cockpits have been somewhat redesigned as well.
Destroy the enemy to drain their resources.
Woo! Yeah, it is very much sort of a... Because I just ran out... I shoot it once and it's gone. Now, this is a new one. I don't know what his actual ability is. Oh, it's got a dash drive. That's kind of cool. Now, how do you do a target lock now, I would like to know. There it is. Left stick is now target lock. Woo! Looks like he died, I think. Whoa! Shit. Whoa! Ah. Oh, dash drive is unavailable! Oh, crap! have not killed anybody yet that I know of. Oh, did. Hey, I didn't die very early, though. Oh, looks like they've actually got some people from the development team playing. Killed by a flat cannon. Change ship? Nah! I like it. I haven't killed anything with it yet. And I said they've done some HUD improvements that should make it easier to tell when an attack is actually going to hit somebody. But I haven't seen that actually in action yet, obviously. Whoa! Now I don't know how to do my ultra. I think I did it. I activated it somehow. I don't know what it is. Whoa! So as I was trying to do that, I just got my butt kicked. It would always help to actually take the time. Oh yeah, triangle is ultra. To read any new instruction type information. Nice mask, buddy. Mobile Armored Strike Command. Alright, there's our primary battle over here. Dang. Dang. Hey, I got an assist at least. I keep expecting there to be one of those, you know, the symbols that tell you whenever, you know, how to lead the target. And I don't see anything quite like that in this case. Hey, I got one! I'll be damned. I died, but I still got one. I want to say my total number of kills with as little as I played prior to Warzone was like 20. Or something. It was not much at all. Oh my god, I'm not the worst on my team! Is that what that is? We'll see. I'm sure I'll wind up being close to the worst. Come on now. It's me. Yeah.
Sharpen up and turn this around.
Kill me. I need a mechanic.
Dead. D-E-D, dead. Wait, let's change the ship. What is the one they were... Yeah, Jackal. Okay, let's see what it's like for this one that... Come on. Change ship. Why can I not drop down?
The Valkyrie have been
Nah.
flying.
Crap. We lost. No, I was trying to do the one that's more like a shotgun. But that's kind of my problem, is getting close and getting the attack in, because that was part of what was the issue for me of being able to stay in and close when playing with just the regular Wraith originally. Hey! I'm not the worst. I'll be damned. I'm not the worst. Nice. Alright, I'll try once. Actually, I'll do it whenever I'm doing the 2D. So, let's see what happens now. Results, Spoils of War. Okay, completion bonus, match score, XP there, heading up towards ranks, ships. Okay, so we now have XP for that particular ship. And has there been any progression toward the challenges? In this case, no, because that was not carrier assault. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to jump out of here, and I'm going to jump back in here in a little bit with a stream that's more of a traditional format like I do with, say, Battlefront. So that what we look at...
Till the next battle.
To the next battle, thank you. So that what we can look at is what this all looks like without all the tedious stuff of going through all the different menus as heavily as we just did, but what this looks like in a 2D environment. I know as I say that, I'm gesticulating with my hands and it's making my head bounce a little bit, so I'm sure you're like, oh my god, I got a barf. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, so Crow's Nest. Okay. Still familiar surroundings, but again, up closer to your face than the menu used to be before. And you don't have the CAT thing right in front of you. Okay. Alright, so thank you for watching. Hopefully, if you checked out the video last night, or if not, go back on my channel. It's relatively recent. Just look for the one from September 25th for Eve Valkyrie. It actually says, I think it's called Let's Play Eve Valkyrie Pre-Warzone One Last Time on PSVR or something like that. But you can check that out. If you saw the way that the menus and stuff are set up here and the different types, particularly if you're new to Eve Valkyrie now that you can play it in 2D, check that out. You'll get a sense of how much they really overhauled this. For a free update, that is insane, which is awesome. And it's part of why I am totally willing, you know, whenever I have the cash on hand, to jump in and play something like Spark, which is also from the same company, because I've enjoyed this, I've enjoyed Gunjack, and their support for this in the long run with the free updates, 5 of them now, one of which, this one is pretty huge, has been fantastic, right? So I'm absolutely willing to throw down some more money for this particular company. Anyway, so I'll be heading out of here. Keep an eye out. Very soon, sometime within about the next half an hour, I'll get that 2D stream going soon and see what that looks like. I just got to change my setup around a little bit so I can get my Battlefront headset back out and everything. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look at Eve Valkyrie Warzone on day 1.